Hello and welcome to Friday's edition of Sid Says. On today's show, I have got a special guest with me, Mr. K from Paxton Road TV and many other things. How are you, Mr. K?
Not too bad. Absolute pleasure. The week is ending in a better way than it started.
Absolutely.
I'm happy for it. I think there's been a bit of a roller coaster within 1 week. No 71 days.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel great. I think I'm looking forward to the weekend. I want to get this game with Arsenal. Let's get it on. I love the fact that we came back against Chelsea. You know, regardless of whether people say this, that, and the other, at the end of the day, the score mattered. It would have mattered to them, so it definitely matters to us.
Absolutely.
And I think so far the preseason has. I'm seeing the right type of signs from our team.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hearing the right type of vibes, political vibes from our new coach. And you know, slowly, I think by the time we get to Christmas, we're going to be shouting "In Nuno we trust." I've got a good feeling about where we're going this season because the fans are a lot more clued up. They're a lot more connected. They're a lot more online. Their voice counts. It can be heard in a roar. So I think to a certain degree, the shenanigans that we had last year, they're all going to disappear to a certain degree because Paratici's in there now.
Yeah.
You know, he's like our agent in front of Levy. So I'm happy. I'm actually genuinely happy. I've seen Dane Scarlett really play maturely, and that's really what you want from a youngster, is not how fast they can go or what they can do. It's the maturity of how they connect with the rest of the team. So he was holding back two defenders, and the ball was knocked long. And not only did he hold them back, he actually headed the ball back, ran back to collect the ball, and then drive into the midfield. So basically, that was a good holding play, and he was doing it for the team as well. Then you got people like Skip, for example, all over the mid and the right. All over the right wing. I saw him constantly doing, you know, going over there to shut things out, which is very good to see. Very tenacious midfield player. Doesn't leave nothing alone. He's not a ball watcher, that's for sure. Very good player. And he knocks the ball forward, no side to side.
But on this show, Mr. K, we're not talking about players' performances and whatever. This is all about all the latest transfers, who we're linked with. I'm not even talking about which players we want out, because I know the players that we want out. I'm sure you're the same. Not even talking about that. This is purely about who's coming in. We've got Galini's coming. Brian Hill's coming. Romero, where are that Romero? As
physical
happened, they reckon it's signed, sealed, and delivered. But he's still not held up the Tottenham Hotspur shirt.
That's the one.
Yeah. But it's all. I've just seen on Twitter today. He's written his farewell message to Atalanta.
That's a good sign.
Yep, he's done it. He's wished them all the best in the future, blah, blah, blah. And he said it was a challenge that he could not refuse coming to Tottenham Hotspur. So all the formalities, all we need now is him to hold his top up and officially announce he's a Tottenham Hotspur player. Apparently, he's not going to be ready for Sunday against Arsenal.
Really?
But, that's what they're saying. Because they're saying, even though he's played in Copa America and everything, he's still not that fit, fitness-wise, to actually play in Sunday. But
that's a bit of a shame.
You never know. Nuno might just say to him, you know what, just come for 15, 20 minutes.
That's what That's really what I want to see him on Sunday. I really just I don't want him to be there from the beginning. I don't think he's ready enough to kick off from the beginning. But if he can come in for the last 10, 15 minutes, just to get a feel, to get the ball passed to him from the teammates, get the fans to see him as well. I mean, we're spending a little bit of money on this particular acquisition. So it's important that the fans feel comfortable with him as well.
Yeah.
And having him make the debut of all places, the derby.
Exactly.
Even though it's a friendly, I don't care. There's no such thing as a friendly between Tottenham and them.
Just bring him on for 5
and I think Romero is the type of character, you know, when you look at his stats and so forth, he's the type of go-getter, you know, and that's what you need in a derby match. You need people to, you know, get in there.
Yeah.
A bit like Fernandes does for Man United.
Exactly. I'm sure Paxton Road TV will do a special on Romero once it's actually signed, sealed, and delivered. But as for today, I've got 5 players for you. Some have been linked previously. They've come back on the agenda.
Right.
But, I want to obviously hear your opinion. But before we go any further, I want to welcome everyone who's joined in today to Sid Says. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment in the box below. We will look at your comments. The players that I'm going to suggest, not necessarily how Tottenham Hotspur players, but it's rumours, We might get them, we might not. It might not even be interested in them. But leave a comment underneath what you think of them, and if there's any other players that you guys feel that we should be looking at, then bang them in and we shall have a look. So let's start with the first player I've got for you today. Norwich City player. I know you'll probably know who I am because I can just see the smile on your face. Right back, very, very highly rated. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Max Aarons of Norwich City. A right back, right footed, 5'8", 19.8 million for a right back in this age. I think it is an absolutely must. Mr. K, fire away.
Oh, I love this boy. I've been wanting us to buy him for absolute years. You know, I don't understand it. We identify what type of players we really genuinely need that would fit into our team, our playing style, that are familiar with the Premier League, they're familiar with the English football and the fans, and they're able to adapt into what we want them to do much quicker. And it helps us with our homegrown status. And this boy, if he comes in, and he would be the type of guy that would nail down the right wing like Walker did. Yes. And he has that sort of like, you know, that energy, that charging energy, which is similar to, and that reminds me of Walker to a certain degree. Obviously it's different players, but there is that sort of banging out there, charging forward and so forth that Walker was very famous for. So I've got, and also he's sensible as well. So obviously young players, they're going to make a mistake every now and again. That's to be expected from every type of player we've got. In fact, it's a natural trait in some of us. Yeah. But he has definitely proven himself. I think he's matured now. How much do you say we can get him for? 19. Okay, so
19.8 million is his valuation. That's just the valuation. I think it's going to be a hell of a lot more than 19.8, but his transfer value is set at 19.8. Just going to last season, 47 appearances, 5 assists, and 5 yellow cards. Even 25 million, I think it's going to be 30 million at least. I can't see 19.8. I think that's just a valuation that's just been put on there because, let me tell you why. In total, he's had 130 appearances for Norwich City, 5 goals, 13 assists, and 20 yellow cards. He has been linked with Barcelona, Tottenham Hotspur, Bayern Munich, and Manchester United. So he is very well sought after. If the likes of Barca's not going to happen, especially with what's going on with Messi and their transfer situation. Man United, I don't think they need him now. So it's Bayern Munich. I don't think Bayern Munich need him. I think we're in pole position. I've heard the team down the road might be interested, but we've been after this guy for how long?
Is there any player that we've not been linked with that after we lose interest or we can't afford to buy him, or whether Levy makes mistakes in terms of, doing offers? Eventually, if you, like a day later, it's like, I'm hearing it from them down the road. Oh, wow, we're really excited. We're going to go for this player. What? Yeah. One of the guys that we either rejected or we just couldn't afford to buy. Apparently, you lot are willing to pay £50 million for that particular player. We weren't willing to pay more than 30 or 35. So that's the Ben White situation, right? So this is going to carry on. I mean, Sabitzer was linked to them as well for a little while, but I understand he's going to Germany. So Max Aarons, yes, if dreams could come true, I mean, get rid of Aurea, get rid of Doherty, bring in one of the youth right here as a backup, to get them the training and so forth, and you're developing the future players. Nuno likes to do that. He's a bit like Poch in that respect. He likes to do that, and you got yourself now and future development of right wing. Yeah. So, Doherty, bless him, he came in, he tried. Maybe we haven't got the best out of him. Maybe Nuno might be able to maybe do something with him this season. But we don't know. I mean, August 30th is, it's a little while away, and anything could happen between now and then. But if we could get any type of right back right now, personally, I'd always go for Max Aarons. But I really gave up on Max Aarons like maybe a month or two ago.
Do you know what? It's one of these that it's been in the pipeline, then everyone's gone cold. I think Leicester were after him as well. Then he's gone sort of calmed down. Then he's developed, and it's like hi Eunice Lookman. It's like what he's saying. He's surprised that no one picked him up end of last season. Yeah, I totally agree with you. end of last season, he should have been picked up. But again, you know, Norwich got into the Prem, so it's a matter of whether what do you call it? He wants to stay with him for another season or not. But I don't think.
Is there a contract issue? How many years has he got left on his contract right now?
I don't think it's a contract issue. It's just a matter of anyone going in with a highest bid will get him. I think he's still got a couple of years.
Because normally what happens is every year that goes by,
the
valuation of the player drops dramatically. Like if you look at Sanchez, for example, he was like last year he was worth like, I don't know, 140 million. Now it's gone down to like 100 or something like that. And the same thing is going to happen to Max Aarons. If we couldn't have picked him up last season because he was way too expensive, then this season he's going to be a lot more affordable unless he signs a new contract with his present company. But I don't think he's done that yet. Yeah,
apparently he signed a 3-year contract in 2018. So
wow, that means
could be
could be anyone's. Could be anyone's.
Absolutely. So so that's a player that I think a lot of Tottenham Hotspur fans would absolutely nailed on. Get him, no matter what. Get him. Talking of right backs, I've got another one on the agenda for you, and this one is Jorge Sanchez, currently playing for CF.
Jorge
Sanchez, 23 years old, another right back, 5'7".
Yep.
37 appearances, 2 assists and 2 yellows. Now, this one, I only heard about him about 2 years ago. And in all fairness, I've not heard much about him. I've not even heard of him until I Googled him the other day. But in total, again, let me tell you, he's 112 appearances. He scored twice, 6 assists, 19 yellow cards, and he's had 1 red card. Valued, this 4.5 million.
If you know what, I would just buy him anyway, regardless. Use him or not use him, I'd just buy him. 4.5 million for this boy. I think he's certainly making a little bit of movement in order for catching our eye. But having said that, really, if you put him up against Max Aarons, what does Max Aarons have that he doesn't? Bare experience in the Premier League.
Absolutely.
Secondly, he's got the homegrown culture. So basically, he's integrated already into this country. He doesn't need setting up time. So realistically, if we want to shift a couple of players from the right back, then we need to bring in players that can actually jump in there and start making a difference. And Max Aarons can. I think he would just need like a month or two, and then he'll get into the swing of it, or maybe chuck him into the Euros, the Conference League, along with Romero and Rodon. That's personally what I reckon should happen there. But I mean, I'd tell you the truth, Jorge I think his name was being distributed before. I can't remember, but this was a time ago. This is before the madness of the Jose ending departure and all that type of thing. So I think there's certain names that have been pushed to one side. Some people are very good when it comes down to just YouTube best moments. I'd like a video showing all the people's mistakes. I think that would be quite popular if anyone's listening. If you're listening, make a video.
Absolutely. Everyone puts all the videos of all the great bits and what they've done brilliantly, but you never ever see a video of somebody, unless it's gone viral. You won't see a compilation of 8.
Isn't he an international player? Jorge plays for Mexico. So has he done any assists or anything like that? Some crosses that might have been some worthy note?
Do you know what?
Kick or two?
I Googled him and he's played in the Olympics. He was currently playing in the Olympics, yes.
Okay, so he's got pedigree then.
He's got pedigree, but from what I've seen, he got game time. He had no assists, no goals. So, no. But interesting, he's 19 yellow cards, so he's not a soft player. He will go in for tackles.
He's going to go in. He's going to go in.
Yeah, but the only question is, yes, we get rid of Doherty. Yes, we get rid of Aurier. You bring in Aarons as your first choice right back.
100%.
Yeah, is Sanchez going to be willing to come in as, I mean, if at 4.45,
no, I mean, look,
we can get him.
I'll tell you, the problem is this, right? Yeah, is that we only allowed X number of like foreign players, and we're only allowed to have a maximum team squad. And then at the same time, you know, whether we're in the Conference League or whether we're in Champions League, we still have to put a squad out into 4 different competitions. And trying to squeeze all these little babies into like a week in, week out, and so forth. This has always been the hardest part for the manager and the coach, is trying to keep the players' physical and mental levels in synchronization with the type of game runs that we're currently doing. We need support players, but at the same time, I believe that we should make one purchase and then develop the youth to back up.
Yeah.
That's why you have youth. But for some reason, I don't know why people are not investing in the youth.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. What's Grandpa Stevens saying? Hello, Grandpa Stevens.
Hello, Grandpa Stevens. I've come across you on Paxton Road as well loads of times. Welcome.
He's saying we should go. He said we should go in for Aaron's before someone else steals a march on us again.
Yeah.
Could even be Villa at the rate they're splashing the money about at the moment. Well, Villa is definitely splashing the Grealish money.
Yes.
I mean, they've already started on that, and they bought a striker that, you know, I wish we'd got, like someone like Ings. Maybe something's better is lined up for us. We don't know. I don't know, but maybe further down our list.
Yeah, but I think Grandpa Stevens is 100%. I'm with you 100% there. We should have got him last season. When we were first linked with him, we should have gone in there and just got him. Remember Norwich City and Maddison when we went all out for him, and then 1 million, 2 million, and Daniel Levy did not pay those two. I think it was 2 million extra. We lost him, and now look at him. I just hope we don't do the same mistake twice with Max Owens. If we want him, we need him.
The issue is this. Yeah. We should get him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Here's the problem, though, is that, well, we know the behavior of Levy, right? There's not much competition around. Let's take this till the last day of the transfer window. Yeah? You know what he's like. He's done that before, right? He's going to take it to the last day of the transfer window so that he can get a knockdown price. And he's always going for that £5 million short. So, say, for example, you know, they're actually serious enough that they actually want £20 million, right? Yeah. Then he's going to say, oh, I'll give you like 12. Start from there, 12. And the maximum will go up to is 15. He will never go up the next 5. And the thing is, the other team is not saying we speculate this is 20. No, we're giving you our sell price now. If you can't match it, don't bother coming back. So they'll make a bid, go away, come back, and £2 million more, make another useless bid. And it shows the fans, hey, you know what, that we're actually trying. But the reality is that, come on, if you need him, you want him, he's in the right tier of pricing, get him. I think what it is that maybe might be some audience members out there, viewers out there. If you know anything about Jorge Sanchez, right? Yeah, please write it down. Write it down. If there's anything, that one attribute that he's got is of notable worth, right? Yeah, then please write it down, because, you know, I'm not going to get excited about a player that I have to Google to find out who the heck he is.
Yeah, that's why.
Why have I not heard of him before?
Yeah, to be fair,
I mean, fair enough.
That's exactly what I did. I Googled him because when I saw who he's linked with, I thought, okay, let me Google him. But out of the two, Sanchez or Aaron's, it's Aaron's all day long. So
all day long.
That's the right centre backs now. Every week, twice I do the show twice a week. Yeah. I've always got centre backs, and I think a lot of people are like, "Come on, Sid." Sid says, "Stop it! Stop bringing centre backs in." But unfortunately, this one has been linked to us. And he's not been linked as an outright purchase. He's been linked as part of a deal for Mr. Harry Kane. Yeah. But saying all that, they've just went and bought a new number 10, Jack Grealish. Messi's been linked to them. So Harry Kane situation. I am not going to talk much about Harry Kane. It doesn't look like he's going to go to Man City because 150 million, you want him, you pay it. I don't think City are going to pay it. So the player that they were willing to give us was Laporte. Aymeric Laporte, 27-year-old centre-back, left-footed, 6'2", valued at 40.5. He is a player that we was linked to prior he went to Man City. Daniel Levy did what Daniel Levy done. We never ended up getting him. He's gone to Man City. Now he's been offered to us as part of a package. However, last
year he was linked in my dreams. I was having dreams and he was linked in there. I was coming into them and he was going, Mr. K, how you doing? I'm coming down. I'm going to come down. You got Jose. I want to come down. No, that never happened. It was just a dream.
Yeah.
Just a dream.
That's
now,
it.
if we can get a deal, look. I want players in that are willing to play for the badge.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, water's underneath the bridge. If somebody doesn't want to play, that's their problem. Let's look at the boys that are wanting to play. They're going to get on the pitch. Nuna's going to give them a chance. Now we've got these players that want to come in. And if Laporte is names even being mentioned, then that means that the player himself has a willingness to come to Spurs.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at his stats last season. 27 appearances, which is not a lot, really. But then again, they've got Stones, and they've got everybody else there. So, 27 appearances, 2 goals, 5 yellow cards. Now, I've heard today, Pep Guardiola has said Bernardo Silva has asked to leave, and 2 or 3 other players. He didn't mention the names, but he mentioned Bernardo Silva, and he said 2 or 3 others. So hopefully, let's see if Laporte is one of them. Now, let me just give you his stats, yeah? 222 appearances for Atletico Bilbao. Okay? 10 goals, 6 assists, 52 yellow cards, 2 red cards. So that proves that at Atletico, he wasn't a soft touch player. Yeah, he was going.
No one at Atletico is a soft touch player. No one.
Exactly. Manchester City, 111 appearances, 6 goals, 3 assists, and 12 yellow cards. And he's also linked to Barcelona, but that is not going to happen. So, as far as I'm aware, we are the only team in the running. And at 40 million, I think it's a good deal.
You know what? The player that really got away from Man City that I would have loved to have come down to our club was I think it was Jose Garcia.
Yeah.
His contract was ending.
Yeah.
And basically, I had dreams that maybe we'd get him in for the year.
Yeah.
Just get him in. But that never happened. And on top of that, he wasn't actually interested in coming to us.
Yeah.
Right. So this perception that the players have of coming to Spurs, we have to be realistic about this, because we want players, what type of attitude they've got when they're coming towards Spurs.
Yeah.
They have to realize that we're a big club, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, this Super League, that thing was going on. Our name was, I don't care whether people out there are going to take the mick or not. At the end of the day, they're not in our seat. They wish they were in our seat. They wish they had a stadium like ours. They wish they had training facilities like ours. They wish they had some of the players that we've got.
Yeah.
And they wish they were in the special league. They wish that they were in the top 10, financial football clubs in the world.
Yeah.
I think we went from 8th to 10th or 10th to 8th or something like that. But either way, we're in the top 10. And there's sometimes, I think recently, especially over the summer and maybe before the summer started, that there's a perception in some fans' minds that the status of our club is coming down.
Yeah.
Because we're not in the Champions League anymore, But I'm sorry, but Sonny signed on the dotted line. So as far as I'm concerned, we're able to attract players of that caliber to re-sign when he could have gone anywhere.
What you just said, a second ago, this statement here, would Laporte even consider coming to us on top of what you just said? This is the problem we've got at the moment. Everybody's seeing what's happening.
So what I meant to say was that because that is the premise of where I'm starting, you then got to start questioning why certain types of players are willing to come to our club.
Yeah.
Right? So some of them may be coming to our club purely to get a fat contract.
Yeah.
Okay? If that's the case, then are they going to put it in like Højbjerg?
Yeah.
Right? And if you look at Laporte, that's what you expect him to do.
Yeah.
We've got an experienced, seasoned defender, strong, in the air. This boy can do absolutely everything. Well, not everything, but he's got assists as well as goals, which means that he's tenacious when it comes to set plays or alternatively corners.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And the way I look at it, he didn't get enough game time last season. So he's looking at his age and thinking, I want to play week in, week out.
Yeah.
So where can I go to where I don't have to leave the United Kingdom, where I can still be in the certain type of position and I'll be valued, and I can play week in, week out.
Absolutely.
And he's going to walk into our team and he will 100%. Be playing alongside Dyer, guaranteed.
Listen, let me just put this one out there, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. Laporte and Romero, centre-backs next season. Manchester City next week, first game of the season. I'll leave that open. Please like, share, subscribe, and especially Romero and Laporte at the centre-back partnership for the first game of the season. Leave your comments below. Let's see what we're saying. Let's get that trending. So let me move on to the next player. This one is a striker. I'm going to leave the last one, the next one to the last, because I want to see what everybody else thinks of this one. But the next one I've got is a striker. This one's a beast of a striker from what I gather. I've had a few people tell me, and it is Lautaro Martinez, Inter Milan, currently 23 years old, forward.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
look at the stats last season: 48 appearances, 19 goals, and 11 assists. And I will tell you,
He reminds me of Aguero to a certain degree. He's not
yeah,
that tall,
yeah,
but
yeah,
he's very quick.
yeah,
The beast of a goal, because he's got an eye for goal. He's like exactly like Aguero, where he could be anywhere,
yeah,
falling over, whatever, and still knock the ball in the back of the goal. You
absolutely.
know, and
Yeah,
that's the quality of a proper striker, goal getter for you.
goal
And
getter.
you want him to score 20, 30 goals a season.
Yeah,
You know, and I think he could slot into our team really, really nicely.
yeah,
Really, really nicely. It might take him maybe a few months to get used to the way that we pace ourselves, the way to hang on the last man,
yeah,
what the defensive units are like in this country in terms of the
yeah,
Premier League. But he's a clever lad.
yeah,
You know, he's not. You know, you don't get that good without having a bit of doubt in your head. And you've
yeah,
seen it from our present number one striker that
yeah,
when you have one of the guys in the front who's got some intelligence, then they're going to come back and support the rest of the team when they need to. But at the
yeah.
same time, they're always hanging on the last bit. They always hang on the last bit. So I think to a certain degree, this player he can be a goal scoring machine.
Right.
Personally, I think it's a little bit hard to get. Is that 12 million or 72?
72 million. I
was thinking. I didn't think we'd get anything less than that. I thought this guy was like going to be a lot more expensive than 72.
Yeah, I can see Daniel Levy now running out of the room with his headphones on and blindfolds on, saying, "Sid Says, shut up! I'm not paying
No.
no." Let me
How
give
is
you
he linked to us? How is this guy? I mean, Lautaro should be like linked to somewhere like Man United or City or somewhere. I mean,
We
or even
are
Chelsea.
linked
Why is he interested in us?
because
who's
we are
linked him?
Tottenham Hotspur. We are Tottenham Hotspur, and we are linked to everyone and anyone. It doesn't mean we're going to get them. It's
Yeah.
just a name that gets thrown out, and we're linked.
Nice.
You know, it's Daniel Levy just saying to Paratici, put a name out there, let the fans get excited, right? Let me give you his stats. At Racing Club, he 59 appearances, 27 goals, 6 assists, and 11 yellow cards. Inter Milan, 132 appearances, 49 goals, 20 assists, 24 yellow cards. So it tells you that this guy, not only is he lethal in scoring, he assists, and he's got that little bit of get in there. 24 yellow cards for a striker is quite a lot. So, you know,
I think if you're going to be pressing at the front,
yeah,
then you go in, foul. Secondly, the assist tells me like that he has something upstairs that says, I'm pulling the defense, he's free, pass the ball, smack it in the back. That means he's a team player.
Yeah.
Right? He's not going to do a Sterling.
Nope.
We're just going to run around and look for a goal and forget about passing it to anybody else. I'm going to try shooting myself and bang into the goalkeeper or bang it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sterling can score some amazing goals too.
Yeah.
But it's just that the ones that stick in your minds are the ones where if only he just passed it, if only he just slid it across.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course Martinez is too expensive. Anyone above 50 or 60 million is too expensive for our club. Really? Maybe.
Yeah. So
maybe. I mean, truthfully, let's face it. Like, can we seriously consider spending more than 60 million pounds on a player?
We should be doing. Whether we will or not.
Can we? I mean, can we really do it without selling anyone?
Well, this is what they're saying, in it, that we need to sell to buy. But at the end of the day, if we're thinking we're one of the top 8 clubs, 6 clubs in the world, country, we need to look at Aston Villa, look at Leicester, right? They're not even players. Danny Ings just come out of nowhere. Nobody even knew he was linked. Yeah, they gone and bought him. We like to wash our dirty laundry out and tell everyone who to link with whatnot.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that happens to our team. It really does. It really does stir and upset the fan base an awful lot. Because
Exactly.
sometimes too much speculation can give you, like, you can go around in circles with that.
Yeah.
Too little information, and you can become frustrated. Narratives can be formed. Lies can be told as if they're true. Things like that happen. And what happens is the fan base tends to be at arguments with one another.
Yeah.
And I think this is all a general ploy anyway, because it keeps if we're arguing with one another, we're not going to argue about Levy, are we?
So
everyone's forgotten about him.
Yeah, I've got one more player.
Mm-hmm.
Please, like I said before, like, subscribe, share, and especially, I've already said comment, but this one is going to get the tongues wagging, because I personally think he is an absolute quality player, and I would have him all day long over Dele Alli. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually saying I'd have him over Dele, and more so over GLC. This guy, he's been around. He's a bit like Lisa Stansfield. He's been around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Philippe Coutinho. Look at it, £27 million his fee. Barcelona paid over 130 million for him. Attacking midfielder, 29 years old. Okay, last season, 14 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists.
He didn't do much.
Before I let you speak, Mr. K, let me give you his stats, okay? Liverpool, 201 appearances, 54 goals, 45 assists. Barcelona, 90 appearances, 23 goals, 14 assists. Inter Milan,
consistent.
47 appearances, 5 goals, 4 assists. Bayern Munich, 38 appearances, 11 goals, 9 assists. If he's worth 130 million a couple of seasons ago to Barcelona, and now he's only worth 27 million, what are we waiting for?
It's not the 27 million.
What is it then?
It's his financial package. I mean, is his contract finishing, or has he got contract left?
No, he's been told he can leave. Barcelona.
He's a free agent then.
Yeah. Well, no, not a free agent.
He's got 1 year left then.
Yeah, but we'll get 20. Yeah? He's been told he can go 27 million.
Okay, that's the fee for the transfer. If that's the case, imagine how. I mean, really, the only reason why I shake my head is not because of the 27 million pound. I mean, you could, well, for 50 million pounds, I'd say buy him. The problem is his wage structure.
Yeah.
Is going to be too much. It's going to be higher than anyone else in the club.
Not necessarily. You know what? Not necessarily.
I mean, how do we get Bale? We only got Bale because, we didn't have to pay any transfer fee for him. And all we had to do was like get 40%, not even 50%, 40% of his wages.
Yeah.
Right? And even then, that was excessive. The whole reason why Sonny managed to get his contract signed up was the large release of money from the fact that Bale was no longer taking it for the wages.
Yeah.
Bang, there you go. You can get the pay rise you wanted, and now we can afford it. I mean, let's face it, who would not? I mean, we need someone to replace Ericsson. We need someone to replace him. We need that Modric type player. We need that creative spark. We need that technically gifted person. We need the person that can spin on the 2 pence. This is the player. He can do it. He's proven in the Premier League to perform at that level.
Yeah.
Now he's gone and had his dream.
Yeah.
Right? He wanted to have a dream. He went there. He's had it since he was a kid. Obviously, the reality is not quite necessarily always what it cracks up to be, but at least he got there. Now he can come back to a decent level and maybe help a team like ours achieve the next level, i.e. a trophy.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the comments, King David says he's past it.
Yeah.
Christopher says,
I don't think it's 400 grand. I think it's higher than 4.
Yeah.
I think it'll last for higher than 4, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because this is the last contract he can get that will give him money. After this, no more.
Absolutely. Creative play that we need. So, what? I've always liked him. If he can score them goals that we have seen him score for Liverpool, Barcelona, he's scored some wonders. And it's vision and how he sets people up. He not only scores, he can assist. So
that's like Modric.
Yes,
Modric could score, and he was an amazing. He could find passes that. I mean, wow, he could find some passes or what? Yeah. Like you put like a plate on the ground and raise your hand up high and say, "I want you to kick higher than this, but land on the plate," and he'll make it happen.
Yeah,
they're that gifted.
Yeah. I mean, Scott says here, if you could get him to come in with the right attitude and willing to play on the right, he would be good. But zero chance you can get him to do either. Again, it all depends on the manager as well. So we're not just going to go and get him. It's going to be.
Question, Sid, would you play him on the left though? I mean, would you play him on the right? Wouldn't you just play him in the middle or the left, where Dele Alli's right now?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I won't play him on the right. I don't think he's the right. No, I won't play him on the right. If I'd play him, I'd play him behind. I'd play him like a Dele Alli role or behind Harry Kane.
Yeah, he's basically number 10. He's a basic number 10, right?
Yes.
So my point is this: that you can either go through the middle, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the most lethal I've seen him is where Son's position is.
No, but where did he play for Liverpool? Did he not play behind? Did he not play number 10 role for Liverpool?
Yeah, he did. But what I mean is when he was on the pitch and actually, like, okay, you might have started there in formation, but sometimes he'd be out on the left to collect the ball,
Yeah.
Cut back in, and then whack a goal cross field, boom, into the back of the net. And the players that can pull that one off, they have to have the time, they have the observation, they're going to know where the goalkeeper is, just half a yard they need on the goalkeeper, and they can slot it right into the top corner.
Absolutely.
But wages are way too high. I think that's the number one thing about Coutinho, is that he's gone to Barcelona, he's proved it, he's got the blooming t-shirt, it's on the wall. Now he can afford, his agent can afford to say, I want this much money, you pay, or I go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he will. So as Scott said, has he got the right mentality?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, we can't have any more players coming to sponge off our club. No. We've already got Levy sponging.
But the thing is, I think with him now, he went to Bayern, he done all right. Then they took him back to Barca. But he left Barca because they didn't like him, to Bayern. Then he's gone back to Barca. He's done all right. But again, it just looks like they don't want him there. So maybe he now needs a club where he can go and he's going to get loved again. Maybe Spurs is the one. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody feels he might be the one for Tottenham, he might get loved here, drop a comment in the box below. Also, please share, as many shares and likes and subscriptions appreciated. So for today, that was the 5 transfers Sid says may not happen.
What's your favourite, Sid? Sid, what's your favourite one out of the 5? Max Aarons?
Honestly, there's a lot of I like Coutinho.
But someone said in the comments, right, I think it was King David, he turned around and said he's not a Tottenham type of player.
I don't know, what is a top, at the moment, I personally
play for the badge, work hard, don't throw your toys out the pram.
Yeah, but going back to your question, out of the 5, I like Coutinho, but Max Aarons has to happen.
Yeah, he's my number one. My number one.
Day long.
Guys, if you're watching this, please write down into the comments what player you thought out of all the selection that we've said so far that you would like to see in the club. Out of the selection, if you got an extra player, pop that in as well. Why not? Yeah,
I mean, I think I've done about 40 odd players back now every week. I'm doing 10 a week, so I think I've done about 40, 50. If there's any other players that I've missed out, if anybody else has seen any other players, doesn't matter if they're abroad, if they're in the Prem, Championship, League One, MK Dons, Colchester United, whoever, wherever, Preston.
We'll take anyone. We'll take anyone.
Yeah, put them down. I'll look at them and we can discuss them on the show. But as for today, Mr. K, thank you very much for coming on the show. Where can people find you?
Generally, I'm appearing on the Paxton Road TV broadcast as well. Sometimes I'm in Tommy Talk Ball. I'm doing some panel work. I went away for about 4 weeks. Yeah. I finished my series on 3 Wise Men before I went on holiday. And now I've come back. I've got to pick up the Tuesday night slot at Will Stewart's THFC's Rants channel. So I'm going to come out with a new show. Right now, I've penciled it as Let's Talk to K.
Yep.
Right. So the format's slightly different, a bit more intimate with the players, a bit like this, but with one extra window. Live broadcast, we'll probably do it from 11 o'clock p.m. UK time. All the way up to 1 o'clock a.m. And sometimes it overspills a little bit and rides a little bit longer. But generally speaking, that's the timing that I want on a Tuesday night. Literally, it's after everyone else's streams, and it meets with like the North American, South American, and a bit more global sort of audience after the witching hour. But other than that, I mean, it's mostly like panel work. Tottenham away? No. You'll see me a lot of the times in the comments, and you'll find me on Twitter as well.
Thank you very much. So, Sid says, could it be Aarons? Could it be Sanchez? Could it be Laporte? Could it be Coutinho? Or could it be Martinez? One thing we do know, Romero is done and dusted, I believe. So, let's... I
want the T-shirt. I want to see the T-shirt. The number 4, apparently. Number 4.
So, let's do it. In the meantime, have an absolutely lovely weekend. Sid says, I will see you on Monday with some more. Look after yourselves. Take care. And...
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Haha.